I lay in the backdrop of a Monet. The spring blossoms and unfolds the picnic array of a 90-day affair, painted under the September air. As we lounged atop the day-glow green enclosed round the budding mosaic of lilies, broaching through the ground from which her winter's rest has come to end. The odor of another, of whom my memory has come to covet, vents through the trumpet of rapture to color my lover and immortalize her on the canvas of reveries. The impression of our bodies and surroundings in these fleeting moments of common devotion secretes a chronic obsession of imprinting specifics in evanescence before the neurosis of aging obsolescence. As the patterns of perception will soon come to fade, a hopeful restoration could ripen the blush from your face. Kept with the care of precious accessories, the folds in the fabrics she adorns to drape atop her softened skin and cushioned curves. I treasure these days like the jewels of royalty, for when the moment is right in novel affections, her giggles ripple over the lake in a haunting campaign of courtly longing, a gesture daring in adventure under a siren sun. As the blush on your cheek blooms in light of delight, I note the beauty in the uncontrolled simper that crinkles her joys with the lovesick twinkle, stretching from brow to dimple. Picture perfect in static reflection. As November nears and the days fall, so do the stars of guiding adolescence to evanesce under the polluted skies of a feverish midlife. An unquenched affinity to the perfumes of spring, spanned through years of absent actions, yearning through the autumns of maturity. The decades were spent in motion, while I withered in quiet desperation, stationed to duty, chained to modernity, and subject to doctrine, lit and lectured under the prude lights inside the vacant derelicts, which used to whisper the impressions of our juvenility. Oh, how the strokes of my brush ache for such freedoms once more. A return to my boyhood home in the countryside for a mandatory roll call in the festive seasons is defined in the essence of triumph, honored with patronage and promotional rank under the banner of a corporate garrison. Greetings amongst my kin are sweet and summery, and snowfall charmed her merriment into the ambience. Winter calls her arrival in delight to all, but the laughter that echoes in the distance ahead arouses the mementos of youth that once told the tales of bliss. Truly to be forgotten in time and believed only as myth, until our eyes met and the melancholy of purgatory ruptured into Eden once you raced your way down the straight and clung your arms around my waist, pressure placed with two souls colliding. Terse murmurs exchanged between pregnant pauses. When your head now rests upon my chest, I quaked under the weight of your zeal and remained bemused until that giggle, which never aged a day from when last I heard, freed me from a daze of remembrance. Slowly locating my composure, I wrapped my arms around you to comfort in the odor of whom I've come to revere. As we shiver in complete naivety between walkways and passerbys, the spell cast upon our silence rests once your head lifts in swift suspense. Crystal tears tattoo on your face as despair thaws from mine. Highs and hellos are merely hollow to satisfy, and audacious humor only echoes in the snow. The line to rekindle rapport is trenched within the minefields of formalities. An assertive gesture to escape the snowfall forgoes the etiquette to reunions as I lead you by hand into the heated clutches of a home, decorated with boyish memorabilia and wood crackling under a fire, while the muted sounds of oldies spin on vinyl. We catch our breath and share joy in our brisk affair as we inhale deeply. Words now need not suffer under weighted chants, and so highs and hellos fill the room with careless pleasure of intimacy. Teas and tales are spilled as time passes in elated chatter, while the pigments to your portrait and spirit express the vibrance of age and assurance. A figure reworked, layered with many new strokes and styles. A character of my past and welcome future is forever in renaissance. The muse of whom I chose to entomb within fantasy now sits before me, demure in womanly allure. She, who never was the expression of my brush, inked with blinded desire, but the sire to her own impression, studied through years of reflection, restoring her everlasting wonder through the many springs spent around the scent of blooming lilies. I sit in the foreground of a sergeant as winter cushions my weary head in sheets and wool garments until August seeds the first sights of spring. As I long for my days spent round the budding mosaic of lilies, broaching through the ground from which her winter's rest has come to end, I wish to spend those days anew and whisper to you, in belated liberation and amended prestige, the painter is dead.